will take her seat. This is the lesson most men never learn. They think persistence wins her over. They think understanding her excuses will make her love them more. But all it does is prove to her that you're easy, that your time isn't rare. And women don't crave what's easy. They crave what they could lose. So the next time she cancels casually, remember this: it's not about the schedule. It's about respect. A woman's relationship with your time is one of the clearest mirrors of her past. And if her past has been filled with abundance, flings and replacements, she'll treat your hours as disposable. But if you stand firm, if you treat your own time as sacred, she'll either rise to that standard or reveal that she was never capable of valuing you in the first place. And either way, you win. 7. She slips in details without realizing it. No matter how carefully a woman guards her past, the truth always leaks out. Not in her confessions, not in her big speeches, but in the little details she lets slip when she thinks you're not paying attention. And if you know how to listen, those slips reveal more than any direct question ever could. At first, it's subtle. She tells a story about a trip she took, and suddenly there's a we where you expected an I. She laughs about an old inside joke, but when you ask who it was with, she changes the subject. She references this guy I used to know, but says it casually, as if it doesn't matter. These aren't accidents. They're fragments of a history she's trying to bury under vague language and quick transitions. The key is this: women don't like silence. They fill space with stories, anecdotes, little glimpses into their lives. And in those glimpses, her patterns show. A woman who's had fewer experiences will tell stories that feel grounded, consistent, emotionally rich. A woman who's been with many men tells stories that feel fragmented, scattered, stitched together like fabric scraps from a dozen different wardrobes. She mentions names you've never heard before. She drops timelines that don't fully add up. She recalls crazy nights or wild times, but never explains who was there. And here's the thing: she doesn't even realize she's giving you these clues, because in her mind, she's sanitized her past. She's edited it into a narrative that feels presentable, but editing always leaves traces. And if you listen carefully, you'll hear the seams. For example, she might casually mention "my exes" in the plural, without realizing she's revealed more than one serious relationship. She might reference "this one guy who used to" 3 or 4 times in different conversations. She might laugh about something a friend's boyfriend did, but the details are too sharp, too personal, and you realize she's not talking about her friend's boyfriend at all. This is why the stoic man doesn't interrogate. He doesn't press her with direct questions about her past, because he knows she'll never answer them honestly. Instead, he listens, patiently, quietly, and in time she reveals everything without realizing it. Here's what happens psychologically. The more men she's been with, the harder it is for her to keep the stories straight. Too many names, too many places, too many phases. So she relies on vague language to smooth it over. But the brain betrays itself. In moments of comfort, in casual conversation, her guard drops and the real details slip out. And when they do, you don't need to confront her. You don't need to catch her in a lie. You just file it away. Because now you understand what she hoped you'd never piece together. Her past is fuller than she wants you to believe. This doesn't mean you judge her instantly, but it does mean you see her clearly. You're not blinded by her charm, her smile, or her curated stories. You've read the patterns, you've caught the details, and in those details, you've found the truth. Because no matter how much she tries to hide, one reality will always remain. A woman's past leaves traces. And if you know how to look, if you know how to listen, you'll see what every other man missed. If you've ever noticed these signs before but ignored your instincts, comment below, "I see the truth now." Let's see how many men have finally opened their eyes.